Hello everybody, day 20 of Awakening Astrology, and today is a really nice quick video. There's some homework today, but it's fun. What we're talking about today is the fact that there are so many different ways to do astrology. When I first entered this course, I kind of talked about that there's Chinese, Egyptian, Mayan, Babylonian, etc. These are like different cultures that have created and observed astrology, but then in our Western culture, where we've been doing astrology for hundreds of years, even in this system, there's like hundreds of different ways to do it. And this is just to show that creativity and intuition is the core of this, and to adhere to empirical reality will help us stay in the moment and help us understand ourselves in a deeper way. Because a lot of these different astrology systems are developed for certain reasons, for certain intentions. Some people, like I've said in previous videos, will develop a certain system maybe for self-validation. They'll do it for money, they'll do it for sex, they'll do it for fame, they'll do it for just the fact that that was what came into their life, and they don't have an ethical mind, so they're just doing it for fun. And that's okay. None of these are bad. None of what I'm saying is like moralistic judgments, but just helping people become aware of our intentions and why we practice these different disciplines, whether it's astrology or yoga or meditation or so on, will help us get to our purest self. And that'll help us love the world and help us feel better too. So here's just a quick little blurt out of some different systems. There's Uranian charts. This was developed by a person in World War, I think, I, and he utilized certain positionings of planets to figure out where to like strike different places with weapons. So like certain astrologies were made with intentions to kill people. You know, like this is how it has happened over time. Astrology has been used for anything and everything, and this is just the first example of how astrology can evolve in a direction that's not so good. Some other things are heliocentric astrology. This one isn't a bad thing. This is just viewing the stars and planets from the position of the sun rather than Earth. And people derive a lot more information from this. Actually, a lot of business people use this type of astrology to figure out the fluxes and flows of the market and like be able to gain more money. Once again, intentions might not be the best, and so the root information of the astrology system might not actually help the person evolve as a soul. It might help them evolve in, you know, a certain setting of certain limited reality, but it's not adhering to the true quality of astrology to be your best self. Some more are Antisia points, parallels, the Lilith. Lilith isn't a planet or anything. It's an imaginary point that usually represents darkness or kind of our shadow side, but there is very little like physical evidence for what this is. This is just a point somebody made up at some point in time. Some more things are like the Aboriginals. They use animals for their astrology signs, and I actually really love this. This is beautiful. And when you go through the different animals for the Aboriginal signs, there's fish, there's wolf, there's a raven, there's a bear, there's many different things. And they all kind of relate to both systems, tropical and astronomical systems. Another popular way that people have used astrology is called horary astrology. I'm not entirely sure if I'm pronouncing that perfectly, but basically what horary astrology is asking certain specific questions to an astrologer or to the stars, and then receiving answers, whether it's from the astrologer or from our own insights. And I really like this form of astrology, because this form of astrology doesn't necessarily need any specific system, and its intentions are completely guided by your own questions and your own consciousness. Those are just some of the examples. Down below I have some more examples, and if you look online you will find too many systems. You will not be able to learn all of these systems before you die. That's how many there are. And there's more and more coming, more and more being created, such as this course that I'm creating right now. You know, we are creative beings and we are allowed to express that intuition and that insight and that unique vibration that we all have. I hope that this gave even a little more oomph to just using your own power to do astrology and doing it for your own truest good. For homework tonight, I want you to do one of two things. You can do both if you want, but option one, draw a chart. Just draw it. You can go creative, you can get really technical, just try to draw it, try to maybe use a compass, you could use freehand if you want, it can be all wobbly, whatever you want. Just let yourself manifest a chart in your own way, because back in the day, we didn't have apps. We just had to do it by hand. We had to do everything by hand. The second option is find a place where you can see the stars relatively well. Maybe light pollution's a little less because it's like out in a park or near a lake. If you can't, just do your best to look at the stars at night and meditate with them and just jot down what you feel, what you see, what you think. That's all for today. Tomorrow we start one of the most important parts of astrology, and it's medical astrology. See you then.